All right. Give it up for Jordan Oaks. What you guys think? All right. Big round of applause for Jimmy as well, up there. Nice job, Jimmy. Good to see you boys here today. Awesome job. Congratulations. A lot of great music on the way. Jordan mentioned we did meet at the Berlin Fair. Damon was supposed to be doing that event that day, and something came up. They called at the last minute and say, hey, could you go and handle it? So I show up, and I see this guy on stage, and I go, who's that? Well, first, I did notice his devastatingly good looks.
I'm flattered.
First, yes. That's how Jimmy got in the band. But we get to see a lot of performers. You know, we get to see a lot of artists. We get, a lot of people that come through on the radio tours. But they don't all stand out like you know?
Well, I appreciate it. Connecticut makes me look good, I guess, right?
Is that it? Yeah? When did you first realize that you had a gift for what you're doing?
Well, I don't necessarily think it's a gift. I think it's like, I had a bad vaccine to a shot like we talked about way back, years back. And I think it is a gift and it isn't a gift because people are the ones that, we want to make sure that our fans are always interested in doing downloading, streaming, showing up to places. And they're the reasons why I keep going back and doing this stuff, right? And I think it's also God. I think God has had a huge impact in my life. And it is a gift at the end of the day, but it's also because of people. It's because people, my faith, and the reasons why I get up in the morning, I hear music. Like I said, it's my therapy. Mm-hmm. And I had the support from everybody, my friends, my family, the radio, you guys. And I get choked up a little bit. It's a hard career, you know that.
Yeah.
But nothing's guaranteed. And I realized I had that gift when I started writing the music, and it just came naturally. It started really flowing in, and it's just I can't explain it. It's hard as an artist now that I'm getting my touch into the country music. I'm getting my 1% in. It's hard to explain a lot of it, but it's a blessing at the end of the day.
You touched on the story about kind of finding your voice. I don't know how many people in here actually know that one. Could you share a little more on that? Because it's a pretty amazing story.
So I attended Central Connecticut State University, and I had to get a second booster shot for college. It was meningitis B vaccine. And I was a diver at the time, so I was diving into the pool, and I had the shot. I had to get the second booster, and I contracted a virus from the water. It was super weird. And then later on, I had full body paralysis for months, and didn't really get back to my normal habits that people would have that take for granted, like reading, writing, your memory, everything. And I was in Hartford Hospital, and I heard just music all the time. I always heard music there. And one day I clicked on a Johnny Cash record, and I got hooked on that. And my mom's family is from Houston, Texas area, Tomball, Texas, and my dad's the crazy Italian, right? So at the time, I was actually Matt Jordan when I met you, and there's another kid in Nashville who was Matt Jordan, so we were having complications. The reason why I changed my name to Jordan Oaks is because oak trees are the largest trees in New England, largest trees in Florida, where I go all the time, and we talk about how our roots run deep into country music, and it goes all the way back from my family. But other than that, I don't want to bore you guys. This is... I started singing along to a lot of these songs, and I almost felt myself mimicking them, right? Mimicking the artists. And that's when I knew I had a voice, but I had to make it my own. I had to write my own music. I had to write my own style. You can only fake it too much, right? You can't be, I'm from New England. I can't be George Strait, right? I have to be authentic as possible. I have to be Jordan Oaks. I can put a little twang into my music. I can put a little twang in my voice. The women like it. I like it, so that's how it's going to go. But I got to meet Joey Brooks at the Berlin Fair, and that's when I kind of found my sound. It was at the Berlin Fair, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, we've had you on the stage quite a few times playing for some of the biggest in country music. He's donated a ton of his time to raise money for the kids of St. Jude, so we appreciate all that you do to help us raise money. And it was just kind of amazing seeing you up there for the first time going, man, this guy can hold his own with the best out there,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so we appreciate all the time that you've given. What's your favorite show so far? Because I know you're starting to do bigger and bigger ones. He'll just send me a text and say, "Oh yeah, I'm playing with Thomas Rhett or somebody." He just keeps landing these amazing gigs.
Man, I mean, like
Berlin Fair, definitely.
I mean, every day's a blessing. Every show's.
The answer was this one today. There was a trick question.
It's this one today. No. Yeah, it's this one. But anyways, no. We got to. I played a. All right, there's two places that I love playing. I've just played in Knoxville, actually in Wallen, Tennessee, and this place is called Blackberry Farm, Blackberry Resort, and I'm not rich yet. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up here. And when I went to the farm, it was high end. I got the Uber, and I'm like, all right, cool. This place is beautiful. We go up all this mountain. This Uber driver wanted to kill me, and it was a resort where like they put a rug out as soon as you walk out of the car, and they gave me a Lexus for the day. So I'm like, all right, I'm bougie today. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm texting Walker Hayes and fancy like this, right? And no, it was on the mountain, and I played for 7 people. I thought I was playing for a big audience, but sometimes it's the smallest shows that mean the most, right? And Kenny Chesney he has a house up there, and Garth Brooks has been up there. They signed an NDA. I probably shouldn't say that, but that's all right. And I'm messing with you guys. But we went up there, and man, it was just like God's country, right? You saw everything. You saw all the mountains. It reminded me like out west. I mean, it was just gorgeous. But that's one of my favorite shows that I just played. But Thomas Rhett, he's the nicest guy, I think, in country music. Mm-hmm. And he treated us so well. And me, the band, we got to play for him and actually play alongside him. It was actually the first show I was a headliner with Thomas Rhett, Chris Young, Lainey Wilson. And I had my name on the big poster, which was like awesome. So that was one of my favorite shows.
That was amazing to see. Anyone in the audience with any questions for Jordan? Anything on your mind you want to throw out there?
Shoot me. Come on.
Okay, coming over. Hang.
How do you make your voice so deep and sexy?
No.
I've never had anyone ask me that question, I'll tell you that. So.
Oh, man, I gotta sign an NDA now. No, I mean, I just practice. It's not like I don't even practice. I don't even know. It's so weird. I wake up and hear a lot of different like baritone sounds. And I try to like hum it and do certain practices like that. But I drink a lot of whiskey, so that also helps.
A lot of whiskey. All right.
Yeah, we've had our fair share.
What about anyone else out there with a question for Jordan?
Come on, shoot me. I know a lot of people here.
I feel like your family doesn't want to put you on the spot with some questions.
They never want to. Callie, you have a question?
Who are your top 3 musical inspirations?
How's it going?
Ooh, okay. Well, I would definitely say Thomas Rhett. I listened to Thomas Rhett growing up. He's such an inspiration to so many artists, and he also connects with a lot of the younger artists too. And he lets everybody have the microphone, right? So he shows up. He's always on time. He's like that perfect role model, I think, in country music. Another guy is Cody Johnson. Man, I just love his personality. I love who he is as a person, and I also just try to pitch a song to him, so hopefully he accepts that one. And I'm talking about like true traditional sounding artists. I'm talking about like George Strait. I feel like he's still the king of country music, and his just figure just says, hey, I'm George Strait, and there's nobody else like him. And that's kind of who I want to be. I want to be that one person, but I also want to impact a lot of lives just like Thomas Rhett. So I can go on, but those are my top 3 at least.
All right, some great questions. How about another big round of applause for these boys here? Did you have a question?
She has
Do you
a
have a question, Renee? Have you used one of these before? Renee didn't know everyone.
Country
Hello.
92.5.
Hello, Country 92.5. Hello. No, seriously though, but what's it like when you hear a song on the radio, especially if it's yours and it just moves you? Because you said music is everything to you. So what's a song that you hear that just sets you off and it kind of changes your world when you get in your car?
what's like the song?
Yeah,
or-
any song that you listen, because I know when I hear a certain song on the radio, it just will change my whole perspective. So do you have that song that does that for you?
Well, there's a song that I just like dial down and just relax, and that's When You Say Nothing at All. I'm a big Keith Whitley fan, and like it's amazing how you can speak right to my heart. Like there's those songs that like you can just feel in your body, and I always look for lyrics, right? And a lot of the newer songs, like I'm not bashing anybody, but you can see like from back in the day, the songs, they definitely changed. And I think country music has changed, and that's what I stand for, the real country music, like George Strait, the Keith Whitley, and all the stuff that people love. And there's another song that I've always ran with, and it's actually an Eric Clapton song, and You Look Wonderful Tonight, if you know that one. And but I don't just love country, I love all types of music. And if I can vibe with the music and I can feel it outright, you just like everybody knows you listen to music. There's a certain style of music that you love, and it speaks to you. So I can go on, but Keith Whitley is just like, that's my person when it goes to styles like.
All right. Well, thank you. Oh, we got one in the back too? Sorry. Nobody wanted a question, and now everybody wants a question. That's how it happens.
There you go.
right?
So, obviously, you write a lot of your own songs, but is there one song that comes to mind that you didn't write, but you wish you wrote?
Mm. Yes, there is one. I had a song that I released. And it's just like you have a bunch of songs that you want to like release, and you're like, oh no, like those are the intro songs. And then I've had this package for like 3 years. I'm like, I just need to get this out, but it's not always just getting it out, because you can get it out and it can be horrible, right? And my mentality changes all the time on songs. Like I have probably 300-400 songs that I look back on. I'm like, I don't know if this is good enough, but I beat myself up on songs. But there's one song that I wish I wrote. It's called Sometimes I Drink Alone, and that song like can just change your whole entire perspective. It's like, if you listen to the song, it's I don't even know if I'm doing a half down. Stopping by two ice cold beers, walk down Miller County Pier, sit on the edge and watch the setting sun. I think about that goodbye kiss from your cotton candy lips, how we lived a dozen summers long. Sometimes a memory joins me for a toast, sometimes I drank alone. So that speaks messages right there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever lost somebody in life, you can connect to that. So that's one of the songs I really wish I did write, but I got to give it the credit to the writers on that one.
Yeah, that's a great. You've played that multiple times. The audience always loves that song every time.
You know who wrote that? Marty Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
He's pitched. Billy Currington. He's had all these huge cuts. Kenny Chesney. Actually, Kenny Chesney was supposed to get that song, and then he cut a song called "Knowing You."
Mm-hmm.
And but who knows? Hopefully, Kenny wants that song back, because
Well,
I got
yeah,
my
it was
name a little bit on
a
it.
few weeks ago. I had lunch with his manager, and he randomly played me that song. I didn't send it to him. He said he played two of his new artists, and then he plays me Sometimes I Drink Alone. And he said, I'm thinking about pitching this to Kenny. And I called Jordan, and he's like, I think that was supposed to be for Kenny in the first place. So, maybe someday, but I don't know.
Matt Kelly, C.J. Stevens,
Yeah.
Marty Dotson, they got that cut.
So maybe that'll happen in the future.
Hey, that would be pretty.
just-
I wouldn't complain.
I was blown away when Kenny Chesney's manager's playing me your song. So that's pretty
Hopefully
amazing
one of those
to see.
guys just comes up to me and says, "Here's a check, and here's a bus."
Pretty amazing. If anyone else, any questions? If not, we'll wrap. We'll take some pictures in the back. And
Do it.
all right.
You guys have a good time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you very
Definitely
much,
encourage you. Make sure to check out Who Don't when that comes out on all platforms.